This what? Okay. All
Okay.
right, so we'll give them one more minute and then we'll start. But in the meanwhile, for all the folks who are on time, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Cynthia Abbott, and I am a licensed financial therapist. I know that's a big word, but yeah, a whole lot of that. I help professionals, throughout life when it comes to their fear, shifting their mindset, helping them to build their businesses, help them with purpose and teaching people to be profitable and scale their business too. So, for more than 20 years, I've worked with people. I've always loved helping people. Of course, people who are feeling stuck. Sometimes, don't want to show up for themselves. They're doubting themselves when it comes to their money, their confidence, and they have so many fears. So I help them to get through those fears in life so they won't be afraid to step into their greatness and, take advantage of what life has to offer so they can keep on winning. That's why I created the Fearless Reset, actually. I created the Fearless Reset so I can help people, like you, who to remove the barriers that block your peace, your profit, and your prosperity. Okay? So tonight we're not just talking about success, we're talking about transformation, guys. Anybody ready to be transformed? Okay, all
Yes.
right. We got a few people here that's ready to be transformed. So I have my co-host here, Dr. Hill, just in case, we might need his help. So most of you know Dr. Hill. No, not most of you. Dr. Hill, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dr. Hill. Yeah, hi. I'm an ambassador on the platform called Alignable, and Cynthia is a rock star, and I'm here to support her. Oh, I'm a little kid from the south side of Chicago. Did that help? Okay.
Little kid. He's only a
All
little
right.
kid, guys.
Yeah, just a little kid,
All
20
right.
weeks old now. Yeah.
There you
Mhm.
go. All right. So let's get started, guys, because, we don't have too much time to waste. So, as you can see on my screen here, the Fearless Reset begins now. Okay. So, welcome again. I'm so glad you showed up, right? Not just for this session, but for yourself. You didn't just come here by accident, right? You came because there's a part of you that knows that it's time to grow financially, mentally, and emotionally, right? We all have some areas of growth that we need to do, including myself. I'm still growing. Maybe you felt stuck or unsure of how to take the next step. And I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I know what it's like, right? When you want more and not know how to break through the barriers of holding you that holds you back. So tonight I want to help you reset not just your goals, but your mindset. So anyone's ready to reset? Put a fire in the chat or heart, either one. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so my slide here, as you can see, the problem, the barriers we all face. It's not lack of opportunity, right? Because this is a country of opportunity. There's so many opportunities here in this country. It's literally the fear that whispers, what if I'm not enough? Have you ever had that where you think to yourself, what if I'm not enough to accomplish these big goals? What if I want to help 1 million people and you start thinking, am I enough? Am I strong enough? Do I have what it takes? Well, the truth is you do. You do have what it takes. But you just have to step out of your comfort zone because most people are afraid of the unknown, right? It's all in your head. You're thinking Oh, what if I walk down the stairs and I fall? Well, if you keep thinking that, you are going to fall. So when you change those negative thoughts to positive thoughts, positive things happen. So let me tell you my story of how I overcome fear. All right. I stopped letting fear make my decisions for me. And that's when everything changed, guys. So I used to question myself constantly. I actually felt that there's no way I could even speak in front of people. That was one of my biggest fear, by the way. In high school, I literally never went to lunch. I used to hide just so that I wouldn't see people. They wouldn't have to talk to me and I have to talk back. And over the years, I can tell you, I've transformed myself being in the right places, of course, the right people who believed in me and wanted to see change. And I overcome that fear. And there's a lot of other fears that I overcome, when it comes to business, right? Building an agency where I service like thousands of people, made millions of dollars without having any type of external support. That was all because I said, you know what? The enemy is not bigger than me. Fear is my enemy. So I'm going to step out and I am going to help the masses of the people when it comes to their mindset, mental health, their emotional well being. And I have been over the past 8 years helping people with their financial well being. So it all goes together, right? As you know, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the financial, all goes together. But that's when everything changed for me when I step out of my comfort zone. So if I can do it, I believe you can do it too. So there are 3 steps that you need to know in order to reset, right? And 2026 is right around the corner. So we got to reset and we got to reset fast, right? Because we're not taking this into 2026, right? So recognize your fear. First of all, what is your fear? Name your fear, right? So you need to know what it is. And then you have to reframe the story that you tell yourself. Ask yourself, is this fear based on facts or is it based on my feelings? Is this real or am I making stuff up in my head? Right? Because if you want to grow in business or you want to have a business where you want to get started and you start telling yourself, no one will listen to me, no one will buy from me, who am I going to get to listen to my presentation or my pitch, or who's going to buy from me? Nobody's going to buy from me. If you tell yourself that, right? Then that's what's going to happen. So you have to make sure you reframe your story and tell yourself, I got into a business where I had to talk to a lot of people, and that helped me to overcome my fear of speaking in front of people also. And I had to tell myself, no one will ever tell me no. Who would tell me no, right? So ask yourself, who would tell you no, right? You want to start a business or you're in business and you're having some setback because you're feeling like no one is saying yes. Guess what? You just have to keep talking to a lot of people because someone, somewhere is going to say yes. So you got to reset your mindset. Reset, replace the old narrative with new ones, right? Because the new ones are rooted in truth and vision. When you know the truth is that you have what it takes when it comes to, stepping out and doing what you need to do to accomplish your goals for yourself and your family, when you know you have it and you believe in truth and you believe that God is there to guide you, you will accomplish your goals. So I don't know what your 2026 goals are, but whatever they are, I will be here to support you through 2026 and on, to make sure that you accomplish these goals. So when you stop asking yourself, what if it doesn't work? And start asking yourself, what if it does? Right? Like doing this webinar, this reset. What if 1 million people start calling me and say, oh, I need your help. I need you to help me to reset for 2026. I am ready. Okay. So what if you have 1 million people who want to actually take advantage of your business, buy your products, buy your services? You got to be ready. So when you stay ready, anything is possible. You have to be ready because you never know when that big breakthrough is going to come. So you got to stay ready mentally. Okay. Stop telling yourself that you cannot do it. Recognize, reframe, reset. Your transformation begins here. Okay. The shift was possible for you because fear isn't the end. It's the invitation to rise. When fear shows up, you rise above fear. And that's how you accomplish your goal. You have to recognize it. You got to name it. Don't hide from it. Right? Again, ask yourself, is this fear based on facts or is it based on feelings? Because a lot of times, most of the times, we lie to ourselves. Would you agree? We do lie to ourselves, right? We tell ourselves things that are not even there. We worry about things that doesn't exist. But when you continue to do that, you're setting yourself back. So that's why you have to reset your mindset. Do the possibility shift, right? A shift that could take you to the next level. You can make your first $1 million in 2026. Anyone ready to make their first $1 million in 2026? Yeah? Okay. All right. All right. Trust
I
in
am.
yourself that the right opportunities are going to be attracted to you. So when you are free of the negative thinking, you're going to attract the right people and the right opportunity is going to come. So you got to free yourself from those negative thoughts and the fears that's setting you back. Okay. So imagine knowing that fear is no longer your stop sign. It's your signal to grow. All right. So when you start, it's a natural feeling, right? We have emotions. We all have those emotions. When fear appears, just know it's a signal for you to grow. It's not a signal for you to stop. Okay. So this is the fearless reset again. And it's not about being perfect. It's about moving forward. So if you imagine yourself living without fear, just think about what would your life look like? How would you feel if you're no longer feeling fearful? If you cleared a pathway, right, in order to go forward, nothing can stop you. Are you unstoppable? Are you limitless? Think about it. Start saying positive words to yourself because the mind is there to protect you and it's going to always come with something negative. Okay? So fear isn't your limit, guys. It's your launch point. So Abraham Maslow, I love this quote from Abraham Maslow. He said, one can choose to go back towards safety or forward towards growth. Growth must be chosen again and again. Fear must be overcome again and again. That's a powerful quote. I live by that. You got to grow beyond your fears. Anyone ready to move forward? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, your next step. So, what if what I've shared tonight has resonated with you? I don't know if it has, but hopefully it did. If you're ready to remove the barriers, right, and transform your mindset and start building your life or your business, the one you deserve, right? This is your next step. So if you can scan that QR code, you can schedule one-on-one consultation with me. You're one step away from your reset, just one step. So I'm going to stop here and ask if anyone have any questions before I finish up. Let me see. I have some folks in the chat. Okay, I'm
I didn't
ready.
see any questions here.
Million. Go ahead.
LaShonda says she's ready to make her first million.
All right, LaShondra. Okay. All right. So you ready to step out?
I have a
Any,
question.
yes? Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Cynthia, entrepreneurship and risk taking. Would you say that being part of, being an entrepreneur entails also an amount of risk taking when it comes to investing money? I mean, like how far to your fear should go about your dollar, your pockets, like investing how much money you have. I have fear in that. But is that part of being an entrepreneur, being a risk taker?
It sure is. Can't be, it's you can't have one without the other. It's like love and marriage, right? Can't have one without the other. So, as you mentioned, Darren, about investing, some people I'm going to use myself as an example. I was taught that money was evil. That's what I was taught as a kid. Okay. I was taught not to take risk. I was taught not to fall. If you fall, you get the beat down. Okay. So those things was instilled in us from childhood. But when you know better and you learn and you're able to shift your mindset and learn how to overcome fear, you can actually change all of that. So I've changed my mindset in how to make sure money works for me and now able to teach people how to do the same, how to invest. Because listen, if you walk out the door, whenever you walk out the door, because you all leave your home, that's taking a risk. When you drive your car, that's taking a risk, right? Some people say it's a risk when they, get married. So everything in life is a risk. So why not risk making your money make money for you? Because when you leave out the door, most of the times we come back home, right? So your money does make money for you when you do learn how to invest it in the right place. Because like Warren Buffett said, if you're not taking advantage of the stock market, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Ouch.
Any other questions?
I thought it was really interesting how you mentioned how you grew up with the idea that money is evil and bad is something very, very similar to me. And I think that that's kind of the emotional aspect of financial barriers that sometimes get overlooked in these types of settings. So I thought that was really interesting. I was hoping you could speak a little bit more on how to transform that like gut feeling of, having quote unquote too much money for yourself is selfish, or just the icky feeling that comes with having um in actuality not a lot of money at all in
Right.
comparison to what you need in just day to day, but just feeling uncomfortable with putting yourself out there or like doing services. I'm also in the mental health field. I'm a therapist. So like, it kind of feels icky sometimes to be helping people going through hard times, which is why they want to talk to me. And then being like, well, my charge is this, it just, how do you overcome that?
Wow. Is Aisha?
Yep, Aisha. Sorry,
Oh,
my
good,
camera's
good. Okay, all right. Thank you for that question, Aisha. So how do you overcome that? So usually what I do, I actually sit with someone and I usually sit with them, do an analysis of what the problem is, just like in psychotherapy field, we do a biopsychosocial an assessment, right? So I
hmm
do the same thing when it comes on to the financial side to kind of look at the bigger picture. And then what you do is you need someone who's going to be there with you along that journey, helping you, guiding you, and making sure you understand, right? Because it's the lack of education why we sometimes feel that way because we don't have enough information. And when you have enough information, it helps you to overcome a lot of those fears and doubts that we have. And as you ask about, growing up with this fear that was instilled in me about money, right? That is evil. I actually realized that I've never seen or I've never experienced a $10 bill, $100 bill slapping somebody upside the head and knocking them over.
Right.
Money has never done that to anyone. I've never seen money do that. So I'm like, wow, how is it that money is evil? Right? Because evil people may use money to do evil things, but as Abraham Maslow talk about the hierarchy of needs, right? We need money. We need money to eat, right? We need food. Those are needs. We need shelter and we need clothing. So we can't live without money. And that's how you work on shifting your mindset, from I say from the poverty mindset to the wealthy mindset and making sure you learn and get the education about money and what it can do to change your life and change your communities, because it's not about us getting a whole lot of money just to pocket it. It's about what we can do with that money to service our communities and take care of our families.
Right.
So I'd
Thank you.
love to set up a one-on-one with you, Aisha.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
There's nothing else out in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Brandy said, hi, I'm so behind on everything. Brandy, what are you behind on? Is Brandy still with us?
No.
Oh,
She fell off.
she
Okay.
left. Okay. Or maybe
Okay.
she's behind in Zoom too. Okay.
Yeah, she's so hopefully you guys were able to scan the QR code. That's my calendar where you can make an appointment with me. Okay, and just to tell you a little bit more, I do have an offer because I'm just launching the Fearless Reset. So this is gonna be continuous. So those of you who would like to work with me or know someone who would like to work with me, I will be continuing the Fearless Reset, doing one-on-one consultation, private Zoom sessions to identify, like mindset and money barriers. So we got to identify them. We have to do an analysis, an assessment to see what's going on there, right? So we can work on the actual goals that you are looking to accomplish in order to overcome, that fear that's causing you to not move forward, not take advantage of opportunities, right? So I will help you to create your reset action plan. How about that? I also have a Fearless Reset PDF workbook. So it is a guided digital workbook with reflective prompts, mindset exercising, goal mapping to help you turn your fear into focus and faith into financial freedom. because we must have fear. Faith. If we don't have faith, then we have fear. But if you have fear, you shouldn't have faith. If you have faith, you shouldn't have fear. If you know what I mean with all the F's, right? So you can get to financial freedom because you can do it. You just need the right information, the right support. We can't do it alone. No man is an island. Okay? Fearless Reset Action Blueprint comes with that. It's a personalized plan we create during our session to build momentum and clarity. Ongoing access to the Fearless Reset community will be available. You stay connected for support and accountability. We must hold ourselves accountable, but we must also get someone, right? Everyone has a coach, a mentor, or should have a coach or mentor, right? To hold you accountable to your goals and what you said you're going to do. I hold myself accountable, but I also allow my coach to hold me accountable because when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Okay. And so that's what you have to tell yourself. When you tell someone you're going to do something, you must do it. So the investment for my Fearless Reset offer is $597 one-time VIP session plus the PDF workbook, which is included. It's sponsored by Private Care Management, LLC. Any questions on that?
Yes, Herb wants to make a comment here.
Go ahead.
You know, I have to be able to come from what I'm connected to with my creativity and all my inventions and patents and intellectual properties that are on the cutting edge of transformation, transitions, future, and what have you. And I'm building a framework that takes care of the organic or natural approach to coming from within and also expressing the external things that produces or I can then produce. And it's like so novel or so strange at this point where it's like I'm speaking a language that nobody's understanding right now.
Go ahead,
Because
Herbert.
um, do you have can you fix the share screen? I want to show you something here. Can I do that?
Uh, Sorry, but we can't share on this webinar.
Okay.
We
All
could
right.
set up a time to share that outside of the
Okay.
webinar.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, that's see, this goes a little deeper than that too, because it's like the age, the time that we're in now, I'm defining it as a new age. And it's the age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
And with that comes a whole set of value generating opportunities that we are not preparing for.
Mhm.
So are we still doing, you know, yesterday? Or are we going to be doing today and tomorrow?
Well, we live for today, right?
We live for today to
We
be
don't know
able to
about
work.
tomorrow, but we have to
Oh, yes,
plan.
but let me just beg to differ with you. We have yesterday as our history
Correct.
that has all the subconscious nonsense going on in it that we have to get rid of, like the fear or the lack of whatever else we're lacking. Now, So there are times when you can just manage that, take care of that, so it doesn't become an interference.
Correct.
So that puts us in today. We now are cleaned up our mentality or way of thinking or thought process and everything else. So we can work very clearly now with the information that's coming through so that we can prepare what's needed to be done for moving into the future. Because
Mr.
we don't
Bennett,
want to move.
Yes,
let me
that's
interrupt just real
correct.
quick. What was your question? I forgot what your
Yeah.
question was.
The question is, how do you deal with creativity that's on the cutting edge of madness that nobody else is doing, and you have to make that your destiny?
Oh, okay, because I think it's a little bit more and beyond the scope of what Miss Abby was doing tonight. But that's a good question. But
Yeah,
thank you for
it
that.
is.
But
Yeah.
there are more people having that kind of experience right now
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of the time that we're in.
Okay. There's a
Right.
question in
So
the
we,
chat, Mr. Herbert. I don't think that this is appropriate, but Donna asked a question.
mhm.
It's kind of personal, but Donna,
It's okay, whatever it is.
she just want to know what your birthday was. I didn't know. I'm just reading from the
So,
chat.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a Taurus, April 27,
There you go.
47.
All right,
All
there you go,
right. Thank
Donna.
you for that.
All right.
All right. So what fear are you finally ready to face? What is that? Place it in the chat and let's set up a time to work together to overcome that fear. We just lost some. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
every reset begins with courage, guys. And every new levels require new mindset. So we have to shift the mindset. So thank you so much for coming tonight. And don't let your fear limit you. Please, for 2026, you have options. And as Herbert talked about creativity, we all have something that we can create to help us to move forward in our life because we have creativity within us. So we have to find what that is and work on it. And sometimes you may need someone to help point it out to you and help to guide you so that you can use that creativity to build something and help other people so we can help each other across the country, right? To get to our goals, whatever that is. I have special talents that Dr. Hill don't. He has special talents I don't. So we all are creative people in our own self. So we have to use that in order to build and overcome also our fear. So thank you so much for being here tonight as I launch this Fearless Reset. And I will be continuing this on. I'll be on YouTube and we'll be seeing all of you back or seeing you on a one-to-one. Any questions before we go? No?
Such a captive audience. Well, everybody have a happy
Yeah.
holiday.
Have
How
a
about
happy
that?
holiday, guys. Thank you
Yes, thank
so
you. Have a
much.
good night, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Talk with you soon.
bye-bye.
Okay, bye.